Telltale's The Walking Dead Season 1. This game is one of my favorites, or one of my favorite games of all time. It might also be my favorite game of all time. This game is amazing, and I played this game a few years ago, the first episode a few years ago, and I liked it, but I didn't have the money to buy the other episodes on mobile. Later in 2022, I played this game on just. I'd buy the game on Switch along with Season 2 and Season 3. And once I played it, I declare this was one of my favorite games of all time. I played it one more time after this and another time for the review. Now, is this game still good? Is this game still good 11 years later? Well, to discuss before we get into the game, it's not going to be a traditional review / retrospective. I'm going to just talk about the story overall, not the gameplay, because the gameplay isn't really that important. It's more like a Telltale action adventure game, which sometimes features first-person shooting, basically a point-and-click game. And I don't think the gameplay was very important. It was very important enough to the game. It's more about the story and the characters. We'll talk about that. Now, I think Lee Everett is one of the best protagonists in all gaming. He starts from being a criminal to protecting his daughter-like figure, Clementine. And it shows that he would do anything for Clementine. He will help Clementine. And it shows that he's a very loyal person. Like, due to the choices in this game, you come off as like a terrible person, a good person, and all of that. But in my route, I went loyal. I went with Kenny. I helped Kenny. I saved Doug. Tried to save Doug. And yeah, I didn't. And I let Clementine eat the meat because the meat because I wasn't fast enough. And it ended up, my decisions came back to me. And I really like this game because decisions actually matter. And I like the other characters such as Clementine and Kenny. Also an amazing character in this game. He goes from being Lee's best friend. And the death of Katja and Duck really hits him, you know. Duck, he has denial about Duck dying and getting worse and worse. In my route of this playthrough, I fought him, but I lost, and I had a red mark on my face, on Lee's face, and it showed that he was very vulnerable at times. And I like the scene with Ben at Crawford. He gets very angry at Ben, learning that Ben was the reason that Katja and Doug died. And Ben and Kenny don't have a terrible relationship throughout the game until the 5th episode, where Ben tells Kenny that he never saw his parents. And in the final part of episode 5, where Kenny tries to save Ben and puts Ben out of his misery when he falls down, it's like a 180 for Kenny, and it shows that he's cool and that he's just a broken character. But despite Ben being the cause of his family's death, he goes on to save him. There's a lot of minor characters in this game. Before we talk on Clementine, let's just get through them before we go talk about Clementine. We got Omid. Omid's basically the boyfriend of Krista, and just a fun-loving guy. He likes to joke around. Yeah, Krista, she's more strict and serious than Omid, which gives a dynamic between them. Ben, we already talked about Ben. Molly is a ninja-like character that can do all types of stunts, like it's Assassin's Creed, and she's she ends up saving Lee multiple times in the story, and we even find out about her sister and why she hates Crawford so much. Yeah. Vernon, he's a doctor that betrays Lee and Kenny in the group by the end of the story. Bree, she's a minor doctor. She's like a doctor that had cancer. She wasn't a doctor. She was part of the cancer survivor group. And she ended up getting chomped by zombies in episode 4. Chuck, he's a homeless guy who lived on the train, and he ended up dying. And he ended up dying by a group of walkers in a sewer. Carly and Doug. The first scene in episode 1, Carly's good at guns while Doug is good at using his head. Lily, she betrays. We first meet her, episode 1. She's aggressive towards us. We get to know her in episode 2. And I smashed her head, her dad's head, in episode 2. And I left her behind in episode 3. Katja and Doc, part of Kenny's family who died. And finally, we have the St. Johns, who actually are cannibals who pretend to be these good people. But we find out at the end of the game, I didn't kill any of them. Well, technically I killed Brenda, but I didn't really kill any of them. And last but not least, the Stranger. Stranger's the main villain of this game. And he basically reflects on the decisions that you make. He talks to Clementine throughout the radio. And he lost his wife and kids because of them taking the spies in the car in episode 2. He's a good main villain. Now, on to Clementine. Clementine's a good character in this game. Lee trains her from being this helpless, defenseless girl to being a good gunsman and a survivor. Kind of like Lara Croft in a way. But she's like a young Lara Croft in a way. I really like the arc of her parents, learning about her parents being dead. It was a sad realization. It made the story like suspenseful, and it made a reason why she trusts the stranger in this game. And the dynamic with Lee in this game is amazing. It's well done. I just like my favorite moment of the game with her was definitely the training, and it was in the train where they training to use the gun. And in the last moment with her and Lee, it was a good moment. It was very sad, actually. I really love this game. This game is one of my favorite games of all time. And I think this game deserves the ranking of gold. But we're not done yet. We'll review 400 Days sometime later. So yeah. See ya. Bye.